Afternoon, guys. Just want to talk about going to find the love of your life in the Philippines. Quite simply, just go and do it. I can't say anything less than that. You'll see a lot of people with the frustration of trying to either get out to the Philippines full time or move back to the West with their partners. The reality is they found somebody that they possibly wouldn't have found in the West. It's as simple as that. A lot of the problems I see in the UK is just so tied in with consumerism, self-centered, more concerned about face than reality. You know, people are more concerned about their friends and Facebook and social nonsense than the person stood right in front of them. It's why you can go out to a lunch and you can have everybody sat there on the phone and nobody's actually talking to each other. I mean, when I sit on the train, you know, on the way back from the university, there's hardly anybody communicating. In fact, I'd say 9 times out of 10, there is nobody talking whatsoever. That is not social. But in the Philippines, you get on the bus, you stand somewhere, there's always somebody talking to you. There's always somebody that'll engage with you, or I've got the time of day for you. And I know some people will say, oh yeah, but it's because it's so busy in the West. I'll tell you what, Asia's pretty bloody busy. The fact is they make time. They put priorities on family. They put priorities on each other. They put priorities even on strangers. You know, it's the reality that it's a different culture. It's a different way of living, but in all honesty, I have yet to meet a guy that hasn't had a bad experience that I could have probably predicted. Either the way they are or the way their partner is giving off bad signals. But even then, you know, when you warn people, they ignore you anyway. You know, a lot of them do. But what I'm saying is, go out to the Philippines, go and meet some people. You'll see what we're talking about. You'll see why people get frustrated when they come back to the West and want to go East. You'll see why people want to bring their partners back to the UK, etc. All my friends that have wives out the Philippines and other parts of Asia have all done a lot better because they have a strong family unit than they were doing previously. Some of them have come out of bad divorces, or quite simply just never really been in a good relationship, and from that life's been pretty crap. But then they've gone out to the Philippines for a fortnight or whatever they afford for a trip, and everything changed. Everything changed. Paul, I met a long time ago. He was in a factory. It was Excel or Rexel or something. It was they make shredders. But I met him one afternoon, and he was trying to get his wife over from Thailand. Now that guy, from our conversation, he didn't really work. He was doing contract work. Wasn't really that fussed about getting a proper job or anything. He was there frustrated that he needed to get all the paperwork and everything together so his wife could move to the UK. What's he doing now? Happily married in the UK. He's got kids. He's paid his house off. He's well, not only has he got his own house, but they paid it off. They've got a restaurant in Thailand. They have the strong commitment of family. Now, you don't have to look far, even in the UK, to see why Asians are successful. You look at the way immigrations come from, the Indians, the Pakistanis, the Chinese. They work as a unit. Now, you may have to adapt to that, and honestly, I recommend adapting to that sort of mentality because everyone else will follow it with you. When you turn around and go, well, these people aren't my problem, you can't complain that they see you as an outsider. You'll still have the problems of being fully embedded in the family because you're not Filipino or whatever. But you know what? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. People function as a group, but you'll also find you're a lot happier. Even if you went out there for 2 weeks, met somebody, and you suddenly change your perspective and outlook on life because you see the difference. You see that things don't have to be the way they are. And that's why it's important to just Go out there. You know, if you're got an annual leave and got 2 weeks on it, just go out there for the 2 weeks. I know that you guys are planning on retiring out there, but I'm saying if you haven't been before, book some time off work and go there on your holiday. Go and spend a couple of weeks there, get used to it, go and meet people you've probably met online and not met face to face. Go and see it, experience it, and start to understand what it's all about. You'll be a lot happier. I'll tell you that now, you'll be a lot happier. There is more positive sides to getting into a relationship with somebody from the Philippines than there is negative sides. There is risks, but at the same time, the negative media outweighs the positive because less people talk about the good stuff. You don't read a newspaper to see how great somebody's doing. Newspapers are about tragedy. There is very little positive news in the media. It's all to do with running things down. So don't assume because somebody's been ripped off, scammed or whatever, that it happens to everybody, because it doesn't. There's a lot of happy people out there, happily married, long-term relationships. And this year, I've been married 10 years. 10 years of marriage. And we're still together as if it was like the first weeks we met. I mean, how do you get that these days in the West? Because we're not materialistic. We're interested in the family, we're interested in the kids. Our focus is on things together. And this is why I say get out there, go and experience it, and you'll start to see the bigger picture, why people are so fascinated with moving to the Philippines or getting married to a girl from the Philippines. And the same goes for the girls from the West. Go out there and do the same. There's nothing to stop you meeting a nice Filipino guy. There's plenty of guys out there that are looking, they'll quite happily be with a Western woman. And it's the same output, it's the same thing. I mean, I think it's the combination of East and West that actually has that benefit. There's no point running down people in the UK or whatever, because at the end of the day, it's the way it is here. It's the culture, it's the society, it's the consumerism, it's the materialistic lifestyle that exists here. That's just the way it is, but it doesn't mean you have to buy into it as well. You can do much, much better. Right, thanks for watching.